Christian theological anthropology is a rich field of study that examines the nature of humanity in relation to God. It focuses on understanding human beings as created in the image of God, also known as imago Dei, endowed with purpose and called into a relationship with the divine. Within this framework, work is not only a means of survival, but is also considered integral to understanding human purpose. This video delves into the relationship between work, human flourishing, and Christian theology, offering an introduction to key themes such as biblical teachings, historical influences like the Protestant Reformation, and practical insights for Christian communities, with the aim of sparking deeper exploration in future discussions. At the heart of Christian theological anthropology is the belief that human beings are created in the image of God, which bestows intrinsic dignity and purpose upon every individual. This theological perspective posits that work is a significant expression of that purpose. As articulated by Timothy Keller, work serves as a vehicle for God's loving provision for the world, meeting the needs of others and reflecting God's care for creation. It embodies humanity's role as stewards of the earth and co-participants in God's creative and redemptive mission. Karl Barth emphasizes that the essence of humanity is revealed through Jesus Christ, who provides clarity on human existence and purpose. Thus, work becomes an avenue through which individuals fulfill their divine vocation, honoring their relationship with God while contributing to the common good. The concept of work is deeply embedded within scriptural teachings, portraying it as a fundamental aspect of human existence with profound theological significance. In Genesis, God is depicted as a worker, creating the universe and resting on the seventh day, Genesis 2:1-3, and as a gardener, planting a garden in Eden to sustain life, Genesis 2:8-9. Humanity, created in God's image, is called to fill the earth and subdue it, Genesis 1:28. This foundational narrative affirms that work is intrinsically good and reflects human dignity. However, the fall introduces frustration into work, as seen in Genesis 3:17-19, where the ground is cursed and toil becomes a reality. Despite this, the biblical narrative maintains that work holds value, requiring redemption and grace to counteract its fallen nature. In the New Testament, Jesus' life illustrates the dignity of work, as he spent years as a carpenter. His parables utilize work-related imagery, affirming the spiritual significance of ordinary labor. Paul also emphasizes the value of work, urging believers to approach their labor as service to the Lord, Colossians 3:23-24, thereby framing work as an act of worship. The Imago Dei profoundly shapes a Christian understanding of labor, dignity, and human flourishing. As humans reflect God's creative and relational attributes, work becomes a means of participating in God's ongoing providential care for creation. Keller asserts that work, regardless of its nature, evidences human dignity because it mirrors the image of God the Creator. Moreover, the Imago Dei underscores the inherent dignity of all individuals, affirming that every vocation, whether manual or intellectual, contributes to human flourishing. This understanding challenges hierarchical views of labor and emphasizes that even simple physical work is valuable in the eyes of God. Key figures in early Christian thought, such as Augustine and Thomas Aquinas, significantly shaped the understanding of work within the context of humanity's relationship with God. Augustine, in his writings, viewed work as part of humanity's created purpose. He recognized that although work became toilsome after the fall, it still retains its dignity as a means of spiritual growth and sanctification. His theology links work to the Imago Dei, emphasizing that humanity mirrors God through intellect, creativity, and moral action. Aquinas built upon Augustine's insights by framing work within his hierarchical metaphysics. He argued that work is a natural expression of humanity's rational nature, reflecting the divine order of creation. For Aquinas, labor fulfills humanity's social and moral responsibilities while contributing to the common good, underscoring the ethical dimensions of work. The Protestant Reformation marked a significant turning point in the understanding of vocation and work as a calling. Reformers like Martin Luther and John Calvin rejected that only monastic or clerical work was divinely sanctioned. They argued that all legitimate work holds equal value as a divine calling. Luther famously described even mundane tasks as masks of God, through which God provides for humanity. This democratization of vocation affirmed that all Christians are called to serve God through their work, emphasizing that labor is not a means of earning salvation, but an act of love and obedience to God. Calvin extended this perspective, viewing work as a means of glorifying God and promoting human flourishing. In contemporary theology, issues such as exploitation and inequality within the workplace are addressed through a lens that emphasizes human dignity and the common good. Barth critiques the inhumanity prevalent in modern labor systems, advocating for ethical work practices that reflect humanity and community, rather than commodification. Pope John Paul II, in Laborem Exercens, emphasizes that work must serve the authentic good of humanity, fostering conditions where individuals can fulfill their vocation and contribute positively to society. Furthermore, theologians like Jürgen Moltmann argue that Christianity must challenge societal structures that perpetuate inequality and advocate for transformative action rooted in hope and justice. This perspective highlights the relational and ethical dimensions of work, calling for an alignment with God's commands for justice and love. Leading theological voices in modern Christian ethics emphasize that work plays a critical role in fostering personal virtue and communal responsibility. Timothy Keller and Catherine Leary Alsdorf articulate that work is a platform for developing character and practicing virtues such as humility, patience, and love. N.T. Wright frames work within a tradition of virtue ethics, suggesting that the goal is to reflect Christ's image through mature humanity. This view underscores that work is not solely about individual achievement, but also about contributing to the common good and fostering a sense of community. Christian theology offers practical frameworks and principles for balancing labor, rest, and spiritual well-being. The Sabbath principle, for instance, emphasizes the necessity of setting aside time for rest and worship. This divine command not only honors the limits of human productivity, but also reflects a rhythm of work and rest that promotes spiritual renewal. Moreover, work as worship underscores that all labor, when done with integrity and excellence, can glorify God and serve as an act of love for others. This holistic view encourages Christians to approach their vocations with a sense of purpose and divine calling. In conclusion, the role of work in human flourishing is a vital aspect of Christian theological anthropology. Work serves as a means of fulfilling human purpose, reflecting the imago Dei, and contributing to the common good. Historical perspectives from figures like Augustine and Aquinas, along with biblical teachings, provide foundational insights into the significance of work. The Protestant Reformation reshaped notions of vocation, affirming the dignity of all labor. Contemporary theologians address pressing issues of exploitation and inequality, emphasizing ethical practices and communal responsibility. By integrating theological principles into congregational life and exploring future directions for scholarship, Christian communities can foster a deeper understanding of work's integral role in human flourishing, contributing positively to both individual lives and society as a whole.